Last year, I searched forests, mountains, and wetlands across New England for one purpose: to observe spectacular reptiles and amphibians, including fascinating seasonal behaviors. While I have already covered some of those finds, this video aims to highlight the cool animals I haven't been able to show so far, especially following the second half of the year. If anything, I hope you, the viewer, feels inspired to go and look for these animals yourself. As summer dries ponds and streams, whatever water remains is filled with life. Green frogs thrive here, and although the individuals in a simple ditch are easy to overlook, they can be quite abundant. With a pair of binoculars, watching this species basking along pond edges is quite easy. Most people observe garter snakes around gardens where they might dart away. However, I found that a careful ear can often reveal common garter snakes in the grass before you see them. Up close, these snakes are gentle animals. After finding this beautiful pickerel frog, I headed to western Massachusetts, hoping to see even more reptiles and amphibians. While the weather was very uncertain at times, I managed to do some turtle watching. While visibility in the duckweed was poor, I spotted this hidden painted turtle. That wasn't the only turtle, as I saw this young common snapping turtle crossing the trail. The duckweed gave it a cartoonish look, and after a quick look, I let it continue its trek back into the wetlands. Back in eastern New England, the steady weather allowed for consistent finds. After spotting some concealed harmless common water snakes in the thicket, I spotted this bird. I'm pretty sure that's a leucistic wild turkey, but I'll admit I'm far from an expert with birds. Spring peepers were enjoying the trail too. Being chorus frogs, they represent a group of rather small tree frogs. Throughout busy weeks in the fall, the backyard can be a good fallback for finding reptiles and amphibians. That's how I found some secretive frogs. Pickerel frogs covered in blotch-like patterns are toxic to protect them from medium-sized predators that might suffer from the toxins. Green frogs and a tiny spring peeper added to the frequent daytime finds in the garden. On evenings, a different group of frogs were commonly seen. These American toads were active around the yard, and the occasional nocturnal American bullfrog would make an appearance too. Late fall forces many animals into inactivity, except for unseasonably warm days where they might become active again. This four-toed salamander must have been satisfied with the fall humidity. This common water snake skin found near a pond probably reflected the last of its shed for the year. Lined around the pond were a few frogs, including a pickerel frog, green frog, and adult American bullfrog. The bullfrog froglets around the pond, which metamorphosed already, avoided the group of tadpoles which have to overwinter under the cold ice. As if to bring the year to a positive close, one last warm November day revealed some stragglers. This eastern redback salamander, a strictly terrestrial species, was found under a log. Hiding in this wetland was a small common garter snake, most likely already positioned outside of a burrow where it could survive the incoming cold winter. Close by on the road was the last amphibian of the year. This eastern newt must prepare to overwinter because the cold onslaught began the very next day, where all the reptiles and amphibians disappear, and whatever mammals and birds that can sustain themselves in the winter remain. Once again, I hope you feel inspired to maybe look for these animals. This video was kind of just a compilation of whatever finds I haven't been able to share with you guys. But if you enjoyed, please consider checking out my other content too. And yeah.